It should be on. Yeah, there you go. Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, man. All right? Don't drop your pocket. Read.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 33, verse 6. And he caused his children to pass through the fire in the valley of the sons of Hinnom. And he observed times and used enchantments and used witchcraft and dealt with familiar spirits and with wizards. He wrought much evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger.
Yeah, man. Familiar spirits is like you got a demon that you cool with that you use to help you. You know? That's a familiar spirit. It's a demon that you're comfortable with. What is that? You know? That's
Haitian culture,
off.
there's a lot of people who do voodoo,
Right.
and they call to their so-called ancestors or certain deities, demons, to help them do certain things. Like I had someone try to do voodoo on me, and they called towards, I don't know what the hell they were doing, with some Haitian rum, pouring it in the ground, and they call to the demon, and they think the demon's gonna help them with something. But what they don't realize, you can't use that on the children of Israel. It's not gonna
Oh yeah, Numbers 23:23. Somebody get that? Numbers 23:23.
It's lucky. I got one that my ex is doing the same thing. She called me. Well, we was in the middle of discussion, but she asked a question about that, and she said she believed that one of the family members was putting a hex or the same thing, because she's Issachar, on her. And I told her, I said, well, if you believe in that, you're off. But if you don't, you don't have to worry about that, and it can't be done unto you. But that person will have to be the one to pay the price for dealing with the left-hand side.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, we was talking about Saul. When Saul, he asked the witch to bring up Samuel, man.
Right.
Now when you look at the Jehovah Witness Bible, it says the witch brought up what appeared to be Samuel. But when you look at the King James and the Apocrypha, that was Samuel. And that spirit told the truth. You understand? So that's that left hand. See, now we talking about spirits.
Yep.
I don't know if they still feeding over there.
Right back in.
Oh, you didn't put you to sleep over here?
Here's your example.
Well, anyway, I don't know that.
And look, that brother didn't Hey yo, that brother was not always like that. Him? He used to be the type of brother that he was out in the streets out here, but he could come and listen, and he could ask a question and be calm and chill. And then he waxed worse and worse, and now he look.
Some people that you fed
Rude beast.
before they even said they door. And then when they fed me, they just say I'm not there. Which was basically spots alone to me.
You saw them get the kick out of driving up in their van, honking the horn, watching these fools run up to the car and passing out their bags. They're gonna get kicked out of their van. Tell you.
It's like being in a zoo. As soon as you speak, watch. It's like an adventure center.
Numbers 23:23. Who got it?
Book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 23.
Quick.
Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob,
There's no enchantment against Jacob. Come on.
neither is there any divination against Israel.
And there's no divination against us. You can't use witchcraft on us and spirits on us. If you in the truth. If you trying to serve the Lord. Because the angel of the Lord encampeth around about them that fear him. Right? The Most High is bound by his word. So if you fear the Most High, he got an angel standing right here. And then when Satan sends demons at you, the angel's like, thou shalt not pass. Try somebody else. It's not an argument. It's the way it's set up. What you got?
Ecclesiastes 8:5.
Okay, read that.
Whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing, and wise men's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
What is that?
Ecclesiastes 8:5.
That gotta be 12.
He who fear the commandment shall fear no evil thing, right? That what it said, right? Read what you got. See, everything is not witchcraft. When the power is from the left-hand side, it becomes witchcraft, right? Because it's not from the righteousness of God. It's okay. Now we gotta teach. Isaiah 66 and 4. Somebody get it. Some of the things that you believe and that's happening to you is not from the righteousness of God, but everything God does is righteous. What is y'all all saying? I'm saying the Most High can send you wickedness as a punishment, which is righteous. God is righteous to do it, but when I say it doesn't come from the righteousness of God, it's not a blessing to you. It's a negative. Isaiah 66 and 4.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 4.
Bring it out.
I also will choose their delusions.
See, the Lord said, I'll choose your delusions. See? Wait. See?
Whole meal. Look at God. You know what I'm saying? The word of God says, He shall prepare a table for you. But it also says, give us our daily bread.
Where he get that?
Hey, no, all day. Shabbat shalom, son. Look at God. Look at God. Now I can see it. Listen to it.
66.
Now, that's how I get it.
Read it again.
He fed to be perfect.
Read it again.
I also will choose their delusions.
And we're going to cut that, what he just said. They fed the people first. That was not the spirit of Yahushua. But we're going to show that. Say it again.
Isaiah 66 and 4. I also will choose their delusion.
Come on.
And will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer.
And
when I spake, they did not hear.
So because you didn't obey the Most High, He gonna send you a delusion, man. That's left-hand side judgment, right? He might send you a delusion. He might send you a familiar spirit, and you playing with this damn demon, and this demon is bringing you to the judgment because you didn't want to serve the Most High. Got you cutting yourself, like the man on the island who was in chains. He was tearing his own flesh. That's a judgment from something he was doing, man. From some wickedness he was in, man. Everything ain't witchcraft. Sometimes it's from the Lord. It just said it. He will send you a delusion, man.
Just like
you think you got an apparition in your damn house? Okay. You think you got an apparition in your house, and it's the Most High sending you that delusion because you playing with crystals and Ouija boards. And the Most High said, I despise this. That's divination. You playing with a Ouija board. That's like playing with a fortune teller. You playing with tarot cards? All right. Who will be the spirit? We read this in the class. Who will be the spirit that will go and show him a terrible vision? And one spirit said, I'll do it this way, and another spirit said, I'll do it that way. We read that in 1 Kings, right? You don't want them having that counsel about you, man. Hey. You know? That shit, the black figure is scary enough. That's another thing. That's another breakdown. Black figure. We might have to teach that. He got the wire.
sleep.
Yeah, when you're sleeping. That sleep paralysis spirit. All right, read what you got, man. In John.
This is the book of John, chapter 5 and verse 4.
Check this out, man.
For an angel went down at the cistern, seasoned into the pool.
Read up higher.
Come. This is the book of John, chapter 5 and verse 2. Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches.
So now there's a pool. Bethesda. There's a pool, right? That has 5 porches, places where you can sit. And the sick gathered around this pool, man. There was no prophets there. There wasn't nobody there saying, come see me, I'ma heal you. The people was aware of this place. And they would gather around this pool, right? Read on.
And these lay a great multitude of impudent folk, of blind hat.
Now I wish I had the strength to take that off of, man. I don't profess to have the faith to heal those type of things, man. But I would love the Most High to give me that power so I could touch the sister and she's all right, man. You know, because people mock us and say, why y'all don't do that? You know, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't have that level of faith. So I come out and go to camp and continue to build myself. Right. And one day, Lord willing, if we have that power, we can use it on our nation and our nation alone, man. We gotta give the bread to the children, not to the dogs.
How should I say we be able?
So, read on.
A blind halt.
It's crazy how we talking about this. A halt is a person who has a limp. They halt, and then the Most High send a. You can't make that up. I can't. You know. And yo, that touch. Go ahead.
Withered, waiting for the moving of the water.
And they will wait for the water to move on its own. Come on.
For an angel went down at the cistern seasoning the pool.
And an angel went down there and disturbed the water, man. Read.
And troubled the water. Whosoever then first, after the troubling of the water, stepped in, was made whole of whatsoever disease they had.
That's crazy, man. And you know Israel was fighting to get in that water, man. You know, they was pulling each other back. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Is that witchcraft? That's in the gospel. You know, they say the Apocrypha got witchcraft because of what happened in Tobit to get rid of the revenant, that malicious spirit that was possessive of the woman and kill anybody that tried to deal with her. He said, burn the gall of a fish and it'll drive them away. They call that witchcraft. How is that witchcraft? Is that witchcraft? It's troubling of the pool? That was of the Lord. The angel told the brother what to do. That was of the Lord. That wasn't witchcraft. Who got the one with the clay? Read.
The lion spirit.
The lying spirit? We gotta go in that.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 4, and verse 23. If any man have ears to hear, let him hear. That's 8. It's 8. Salakia. 8 and 23.
Come on.
Mark, chapter 8, and verse 23. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he saw aught.
So, is that witchcraft? Yeah, how was trying to spit on the man's eye. Yep. The man said, I see people walking as trees, man. Like, I could barely make them out, but I could kind of see them, Hey, is that witchcraft? Or is that spiritual power on the right-hand side? That was of the Lord, man. Was it witchcraft when he brought Lazarus back? Elisha, was it witchcraft when Elisha laid on the boy? Face to face, mouth to mouth, nose to nose, and put his spirit in the boy to bring him back? Was that witchcraft or was that power? Was it witchcraft when Elijah called down fire to consume the sacrifice? Was it witchcraft when he called 2 she-bears? And you know why they say she-bears? Because that's one of the most violent animals on earth when you play with her babies. So the Most High chose she-bears to be the ones to do the terror. They destroyed them children, man. Yeah. There was nothing left but bones and gristle.
All praise.
That's probably one of the scariest things ever happened in the Bible, man. And they all because they was mocking them.
Called him bald, go up all bald head.
Oh, give me 1 Chronicles 36:16, because they can't do that. They can't do that. You mock the messengers of God. You come and do your dance and spit and sing over us and talk over us and I don't need your truth us. We've had spear thrown at us. We've had guns pulled on us, razor blades pulled on us, smoke blown in our faces. People, we had to actually tussle. There was one camp, we was in the damn street. The dude said he had a gun in the back with the white girl. Remember him? I lost my mind. We was in the street with that. He threw a beer on us.
And then he didn't have no gun.
But he said he did. Elijah almost had to put somebody to death because the man with a purse trying to get tough with him. It's been crazy out here. Who got that scripture? 1 Chronicles.
2 Chronicles.
2 Chronicles 36:16.
Hey, y'all come here.
Chapter 36, verse 16.
Listen good.
But they mocked the messengers of God.
See, that's what's happening, man. They mocked the messages of God. Then what?
And despised his words.
And despised what?
His words.
You don't think Elijah was out there prophesying when them children was like, hey, go up, bald head? Or you going up there to pray again, baldy? Huh? Because they didn't believe on him. But he believed, man. Elijah's faith is astronomical. So he never had any doubt that the fire was going to come consume that sacrifice. He poured water on it and dug a trench around it and put water in the trench. He saturated the sacrifice. Like, watch this. And when he turned around to look, the fire was on its way. Like, he didn't have no doubt in his heart that the Lord could do that thing, man. Crazy. Read. Twice. Right.
And misuse his prophets.
They misused us. Come on.
until the wrath of Yahweh arose against his people.
Come on.
Till there was no remedy.
So them children that was mocking Elijah that was the Lord's people, but there was no remedy when them bears came, man.
Good.
You know? Y'all gotta learn to act right. All right, read what you got, then Elijah next.
Nehemiah 13, verse 1.
Bring it up.
On that day, they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonites and the Moabites should not come into the congregation of God forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hired Balaam against them, that they should curse them. Howbeit our God turned the curse into a blessing.
Yeah, he did. He made a donkey turn aside and away, man. You don't see this angel right here?
Yeah.
The Lord can do anything, man. Amazing.
Oh, praise.
He kicked the donkey, man. Go! You don't see this angel with a sword standing in the way, man? You know? He probably did it through telekinesis, you know?
Saved his life. This is that tough to save his life.
Because they had hired Balaam to go up on a cliff and curse the children of Israel.
Numbers 23.
The whole congregation. There shall be no such thing. The Lord ain't gonna allow that thing. There's no enchantment against Israel. So, witchcraft is really any power that you grabbing from the left-hand side. Ouija board, tarot cards. Hey, it could be witchcraft taking a belonging of somebody and trying to use it to curse them. Mm-hmm. What do you call that doll?
Voodoo doll.
You know, think about how off that is. You stab the voodoo doll, somebody feel the pain elsewhere. It's crazy. The hell is this, right? It wouldn't happen to an Israelite. In the truth, it will only work on somebody wicked who was given to that power, right? Who was already playing with that power. Right. So them demons are connected. So the demon, Israel's simple. I'm not saying I'm a demon. I'm not saying this brother's a demon. I'm trying to illustrate the scriptures and bring them to life. The demon is touching you. This brother playing with voodoo dolls, and the demon's touching him, and he stabbed the voodoo doll, and the demon stabbed you. You see the connection? Because you playing with the familiar spirit too. That's why it can work on you, because the familiar spirit is right here. Everywhere you go is right with you, man. So turn away, turn aside from them things. When you read the book of James, it says, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Submit yourself to God, man. That's how you get Satan off you, by submitting to the Most High, you know? And these are the understandings when you're dealing with witchcraft, because they really accuse the Apocrypha of witchcraft because they don't want you to read the Apocrypha because of this scripture. 2 Ezra 6 and 54. Classic scripture.
This is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 54.
Come on.
And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord over all thy creatures.
Come on.
Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
So everybody comes from Adam and the people who God has chosen. That's a division. That's a dividing line, man. Come on.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Thou madest the world for our sakes. That's disrespectful.
It's a damn demon.
Our people don't care.
He's a clown. Read.
Verse 56. As for the other people, which also come from Adam,
From the other people which also come from Adam. Come on.
thou hast said, they are nothing.
They are what?
They are
nothing. They are what?
They are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
Read.
But be like unto spittle,
Come on.
and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
That's why they don't want you handling the Apocrypha. Because you got to deal with that, man. You got to deal with that.
Make you say that.
You know? He said about these. Ain't nobody out here but demons.
What's that scripture? Weep much for a fool.
Weep much for a fool, cause
Yeah.
it's no hope.
7 days you shall mourn for the dead. but
Give me second Esdras, right? Because
We got a precept. Hey, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their image.
right.
So that's another scripture inside of the Apocrypha. Okay, it's proven that they changed
iconoclasm and whitewashing.
Ghana.
So yeah, man,
Salakia, the brother was saying that
that's good information.
certain scriptures that they don't want you to read. In all actuality, they don't want you to read. They don't want you to read the Bible, period. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 40, verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
So he comes in the volume of the book. It's the whole book that they don't want you to read. They don't want you to read the Apocrypha. They don't want you to read the Old Testament. And for all of these Christianites, they really don't want you to read the New Testament either. Because if you read Romans, if you read Galatians, where they want you to go, you read all the Revelations, none of that is for them. So what do you got to do? Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
It doesn't say seek ye out of the New Testament. It says seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Read that again.
Psalms, chapter 40, verse 7. Then I said, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
That's right.
It is written of me.
Because he comes in the whole volume of the book. It's not the Old Testament. It's not the New Testament. It's the whole volume of the book. So you got to take the whole lump. You're not gonna give me Ephesians 6 and 11. You're not gonna take a part of the book and know the whole word of the Most High. You got to take the whole lump. Who has Ephesians? Read
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
No, read the New Testament.
So what? Oh. Put on the whole armor of God,
That's right.
that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Old Testament only.
Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Read out.
So you got to put on the whole armor of the Most High. It's not a little bit here or a little bit there. You got to put on the whole armor. Somebody give me Zephaniah 1 and 8.
Oh no, what precept was that?
That's Zephaniah 1 and 8.
Ephesians 6 and 11.
Shalom.
Yes, sir.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, verse 8. I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse.
Huh?
I'm sorry, I'm Zechariah. I'm sorry. Salakia.
What you looking for?
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, and verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord sacrifice, that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel.
So apparel is not just your physical clothes that you put on.
And that's a good
It's
point.
your armor. You have on false armor. It's not going to save you in the end. You in the church not reading the Bible. You in the church singing songs. That's not the armor of the Most High. The armor of the Most High is these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Coming from Matthew, another precept on that.
Read.
It says he was answering Satan. He was answering Satan. He said, "It is written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God."
Right, brother. So the brother that came up earlier saying that he's on a mission to feed his family, this is where he should have been to feed his family.
That's right.
What? Read it again.
Man should not live. It is written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
And why do you have to do that? Read it again.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Why? Read it again.
Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
What y'all gonna find out is that these swords that y'all have in your hand are gonna be more and more precious as the days go by.
That's right. Every word.
It's not gonna be a joke. It's not a joke. No, look at 5
Then the wicked poureth out about
It's
me.
barren. And this is just the beginning. They might open these shops back up, but it's not gonna be the same. Y'all remember 9/11? When 9/11 came, everything changed after that, right? This is hitting, everything's gonna change. They couldn't do it in, what was it, 1920?
Righteous study
When
of the answer, and the wicked poureth out abomination.
Great Depression?
No, it was some kind of plague that they had in 1920.
Oh, the Spanish flu.
Spanish flu? They didn't have the technology that they had today to spread fear amongst all the people. So they just killed as many as they could with the Spanish flu. But what now? They got everybody afraid. Everybody's in their house. Everybody's afraid. So what are they gonna say next? Now that you're afraid, now that they got you where you want you, take this vaccine, so that you could go back to work, so that you could go to school. They got you right where they want you because you're all watching CNN instead of seeking out of the book of the Lord and read.
That's right.
You got a question, brother? Hold on. I can't. I'm deaf.
The sad thing about don't realize it's not a disease, it's a plague. It's a plague.
What's worse than this plague, Esau? That's the worst plague that the Most High put. The worst.
It's in him, which needs to be hid.
The righteous study of the answer.
Esau, the actual plague.
Like Adawan said, they say it again.
He's the pale horse. Esau is the pale horse.
So we can't tarry. We got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. He gave us a soft warning. This is a soft warning. For anybody lukewarm in the truth, this was a soft warning. It can get ugly real fast, and this is not really ugly. Or you're just in your house. Some of us, like me, I can't go to work like I used to. They cut the hours. This is a soft warning. But when Esau good and ready, the Most High allow him to, he's gonna start putting you in these cages, in these prison houses.
That's right.
You got men in prison houses right now. They rioting.
LCF, this is what happens when COs want to try to do us wrong, knowing that they got this disease going around, and they're giving it to us, and they want to send us in here, and we can't do nothing. They won't let us take showers. They won't let us. They turned the water off. They won't let us do anything. They denying us food and stuff. So we tired of talking. We gotta do this. You know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's that time.
Fuck LCF.
It's war time.
Fuck LCF.
Shit. All of it. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I ain't free my nigga Lewis nut, man. Free my nigga nut, man. There's convicts everywhere, man. Oh yeah, look at him.
Y'all paying attention
New
to
Orleans
this?
is crazy right
They
now.
rioting right now in the prison house.
Because they died.
Because they died, and Esau don't give a damn. You in here, nobody know what's going on. You ain't gonna take a shower. You ain't gonna get any kind of medical attention. Esau's not playing. So what them brothers gotta do, they gotta come back to the word. So that the Most High can go into prison houses and let his people free. Like y'all were always saying earlier, he's bound to his word. So what did he say he was gonna do with the men in the prison houses? He's gonna open up the prison. Isn't that what he said? But is he gonna do that if you're not seeking out of the book of the Lord and read? If you're not coming back to his law, statutes, and commandments? He's not gonna do that. Because you don't have the faith of a mustard seed. We really don't have that right now. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't have it. Because if I did, I could have healed that sister that walked down the street.
Exactly.
I could have healed that demon that came up here that always comes after y'all.
I don't know that spirit.
But what we got to do is we got to try our best. So so that when he does come, well, he's been faithful. He's been trying to do the works. You got a precept? Go ahead.
This the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 8 and 9.
Bring it out.
Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
Read that again.
That's beautiful.
Read that again.
Sirach, chapter 2, verse 8 and 9.
What did Most High say?
Ye that fear the Lord, believe him.
So we believe the Most High. The Most High said what? Go out in the highways and byways and teach this word.
That's right.
He didn't say go hide in your house with everybody else. At one point he'll tell us to go sit down, but he didn't say that. He said go out in the highways and byways and bring out the word.
That's right.
They shutting down camps with what the Most High said. Go out, do the work, and he allowed us to do the work, did he not? Because he's a man of his word. He could have sent these demons out to get rid of us. What a sign said? Close. They don't want us out here. But can they stop us from being out here right now? Because if they could, they would have. But the Most High didn't allow it.
That's right.
Because he does all things.
It's funny, I'm gonna give y'all a little inside tip. The guys on the inside, you know, they kind of look at us like a problem. So when they first put these gates out and they closed these areas, it was on a Friday. And the joke inside the office was, man, are y'all ready for those Israelite brothers? Y'all know they're gonna be out there. So they know the persistence that Israel has, because as soon as they close this down, they said, man, hope y'all ready to tell them Israelites they gotta get out of there. That's the joke that was going on the inside. We ain't going nowhere. That's right.
What's the joke the Most High had on them? Shut the hell up and you stay at home. We out here. They not ready. Are they ready? Are they out here? There's nothing you could do against the Most High's work, against his will.
That's right.
All you could do is make it more powerful.